Hello, my sweet stars, and welcome to With a Witch, where we do stuff with me, a witch. Today, we're taking advantage of the fact that I just physically got back from a week in Nantahala National Forest, but my brain has not yet returned. By which I mean we're preserving aspects of my vacation in my Book of Shadows. We'll explain what I mean by that shortly, and no, it's not just a typical "this is how the day went" type of journal entry. But before I explain that, let's get prepared. First off, we're having a little candle moment today. This was a failed experiment candle I made over the weekend, using an oil blend that I got from, I think, the Witch's Moon. To be honest, it could have been from any of my subscription boxes, but my best guess is Witch's Moon. Regardless, it's an orange, lemon, and cedar blend. It smells amazing. Please ignore the fact that all the glitter is at the bottom. It's going up and out of view for the moment because I am terrified I'm going to catch the flame on stray paper, and I am not about that house fire life. But it shall return. Now we're just going to cut out my pictures. I have an image for all but one day of the vacation. I don't know why we took no photos the day after we got there, but we took literally no photos, so that was clever. But other than that, we have a photo for each day, and more importantly, a photo for each thing that I want to be able to revisit later on. Now let's sketch some things out, get a layout going. I'm not doing anything complicated here. I just want to leave space to write about each thing that I'm preserving. While I do that, let's talk about the things that I am preserving. Because like I said, this isn't about keeping the play-by-play sort of memory alive, the whats of what went on. I have an actual journal for that, and believe me, I wrote a lot in that little book over the course of the week. Instead, this is about preserving moments, and particularly the energy of certain moments. It's about giving myself enough information about the sights and sounds and smells and feels of the world in the moment that I want to remember, so that I can later use it as a cue for visualization and mentally return to that place in order to recollect and recreate that energy. As an example, the first picture I pulled is the view of the lake, the very first time we saw it from the house we were staying in. We walked in the front door, and through the wall-to-wall windows, we saw that. And it felt so instantly welcoming and peaceful and beckoning. There was a feeling of being wanted, that the world was glad that we were there. Everything from the wind, which felt like it was taking every part of my long travel day and just whisking it away, and the sun that was warm but filtered through the clouds, to the bright blue sky reflecting against the lake's surface, seeming like it was just laying itself open, making its best possible first impression without any of the pressure of introductions. I don't know how to explain it, but that arriving energy is something that I could experience every day for the rest of my life and still be in absolute awe of. Moreover, it's a sort of energy that I might feasibly hope to recreate for people in some way when they visit me. Obviously, the awe of nature implicit in the experience can't be recreated in my little suburban apartment, but that energy is, in some ways, I hope, able to be reconstructed. So I'm preserving the memory of the things that went into that energy so that I can feel it later and then rebuild it as best I can. The real key to preserving these moments is twofold. One is getting the whole sensory experience, even beyond the main 5 senses. So talking about the sights and smells and sounds, yes, but also about your kinesthetic sense, and then your intuition too, what your heart and gut and mind feel within the situation. These latter things aren't as easy to visualize as your primary five senses, at least they're not for me, which is where we come to the second key to this exercise. I write everything like I write intentions or affirmations, in the first person, present, and affirmative tenses. To clarify, I mean that instead of writing things in the way I described above, like the wind felt like it was whisking away my long travel day, I write in the present tense, the wind feels. I also write something a little more general, so I might say, the wind feels like it whisks away everything that weighs me down. The benefit of this phrasing is that I can turn these paragraphs into affirmations, or even mantras or chants, when I'm trying to recreate the energy in the future, meaning the weight of the recreation can come less from visualization in some places, and more from the power of the affirmation. I can will it into being as a form of spell work in conjunction with imagining the feelings that I can. Hopefully that makes some sense. The long and short of it is it becomes a sort of spell work. In terms of the process, that's about it. Beyond that beautiful feeling of arrival, the other energies I'm preserving from this vacation are the relaxation of a nap on the dock, the adrenaline of rafting down a set of small waterfalls, the rest of a day spent doing a puzzle, which I never actually contributed to. I think I placed 2 pieces of that puzzle max, which is part of the beauty of it. That one is a little bit more of a mini energy. You'll see that I set it off to the side. I'm not fully preserving it, it's just a funny moment, and I think there is some energy that could be nice to gather there, like the rest of watching something else be completed. I don't know, but it felt pertinent to me when I was picking out my photos. Then we have the feeling of ascending to the top of a bald and to an observation tower on top of that, and getting to survey everything around. Then we have exploration. We went on a drive where you could stop on the side of the road to splash around in a bunch of waterfalls, and to get there, we drove down the most back road of roads I have ever encountered. And if that does not inspire the energy of exploration, I do not know what does. And then lastly is something that's less of an energy and more of a general intention for the pages. I like to do these for these sorts of preservation pages. Even though it's not a formal spell, it still acts a bit like spell work, like charging. So I like to finish the page with a general intention for the whole set of images. Since I was working with keywords for this particular set of pages, I used the word suspend as the word for this picture, and then a picture from the lake on the last day we were there. The gist of what I included in that paragraph is just a reiteration of some of the energies I want to preserve, then sentences basically saying, I breathe it in, I carry it with me, I can return here when I have need of it. But with that, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed journaling about my vacation with me. If you did, be sure to like the video. It really helps me out. And if you're interested in watching more videos doing stuff with me, a witch, be sure to subscribe. And if you made it this far into the video, be sure to leave a fish emoji in honor of the lake in the comments below so I can send you some love. Until next time, I hope you get the chance to take a moment out of your busy life to channel some beautiful energy. Bye.